Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Sailing with Skylark. In this episode I want to tell you a little bit more about the boat and also show you around the area that I live in here in Denmark. Skylark is a Danish designed and built fractional sloop. It was designed by Lars Olsen in the 1970s. In total 405 were built between 1976 and 1988. Skylark is number 154 and was built in 1978 by Hans Larsen. It's 23.5 foot long, which is just over 7 metres, and just under 8 foot wide at 2.4 metres, and it weighs in at 1.6 metric tonnes. It sleeps 2 adults comfortably and a couple of kids in the V-berth. The L23 is a very active club in Denmark. You can check it out at l23.dk. Everyone's super helpful, lots of great advice, a Danish championship and trim weekends. So now let's leave the boat, which is going to be on the driveway until April now. It won't go in the water until the winter's over in Denmark. And take a look around the village. Here's the house. It was built in 1800. It's got a thatched roof, thatched with reeds from the fjord. Here's a final look at Skylark before we take a tour of the village. Skylark's going to be on the drive now until April, when the weather gets a bit better. The village is called Støvring, which lies in Kron Newland, which means Crown Jutland. It's 63 houses. It's a very solid community. We have an active village hall with fællesspisning, which means eating together, beer tasting evenings, bingo before Christmas, Morton's Afton, where we all sit and eat duck together, a village party every year, and Sankt Hans, which is Midsummer's, which we celebrate with a bonfire. And there's the church, as you can see. Because Denmark is so far north, the sun is very low at this time of year. This video was taken at lunchtime. And here we are coming over the hill, looking down towards the fjord. In the middle distance you can see Randers Fjord Golf Club. And then the forest, which belongs to Støvring, down to Støvring itself. Panning north, looking up towards Mellerup, and then following the fjord round, past the golf club and Støvring, and round towards Randers. And here is Støvring. There's been a building here since 1319, the first one being built by Knight Palmer Jønsson. The current building is from 1622. And was a residence until 1745, when it was converted into a nunnery. And it was stipulated that there'd be a head nun and 12 virgins, and apparently they're quite strict about the virgins. In 1981, the last nun left, and it was converted into apartments, which are now rented out. It's still owned by the church, and there's still an active chapel inside. In fact, my daughter, Hannah, was christened in the chapel. Støvring also owns quite a lot of the surrounding forests and organises hunts when it's the season for deer. Well, that's Støvring, and now we go on to Mellerup, which is just 2 kilometres further down the road. And here we are in Mellerup. There's Mellerup in the background, panning over to Mellerup Marina, and up the fjord, and then across to Vor. There's a ferry crossing here. It's the oldest in Denmark, dating back to 1610. The ferry Ragnar is very small. It can only take 4 cars, and the 470 metre crossing takes 4 minutes. There's also a cafe. It's open during the summer. It's staffed by volunteers, and all the profits are given to the local sports associations. And here's where you enter the ferry. And then for those that are brave enough and do winter swimming, here's the sauna. And now it's time to leave Mellerup and go back to Støvring. And if we walk past the house in the opposite direction and go a couple of 100 metres further, then we'll be rewarded with a view over the fjord, towards the head of the fjord and the city of Randers, which is the home of Skylark. There's lots of wind turbines in Denmark, providing a lot of green energy. And there in the distance, where the chimney is the city of Rannes. I'll just zoom in so you can see it in a bit more detail. So now we travel down into Rannes, and here's Rannes Marina. It's quite empty at the moment. Most people have taken their boats out of the water for the winter. And number 31, that's Skylark's berth. The Sail Club dates from the 24th of June 1877. It's an active club with paddleboarding, junior sailing, Wednesday racing. It's got a sailing school, and it also holds events during the year. And this is the Rannes Sail Club restaurant, where you can get a great burger. Well, that's the end of the journey and a look at the environment around Støvring. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please press like, and feel free to subscribe if you would like to. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.